Yo, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. It's 10:47 a.m. Pacific time. It's January 11th, 2026. Hope you're having a good day. Let's begin. California's exodus isn't just billionaires, it's regular people renting U-Hauls too. It isn't just billionaires leaving California. Anecdotal data suggests there is also an exodus of regular people who load their belongings into rental trucks and lug them to another state. U-Haul's survey of the more than 2.5 million one-way trips using its vehicles in the U.S. last year showed that the gap between the number of people leaving and the number arriving was higher in California than in any other state. While the Golden State also attracts a large number of newcomers, it has had the biggest net outflow for 6 years in a row. Generally, the defectors don't go far. The top five destinations for the diaspora using U-Haul trucks, trailers, and boxes last year were Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, and Texas. California's experienced a net flow outflow of U-Haul users with an immigration of 49.4% and those leaving of 50.6%. Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, and Illinois also rank among the bottom five on the index. U-Haul didn't speculate on the reasons California continues to top the ranking. We continue to find that life circumstances, marriage, children, a death in the family, college jobs, and other events dictate the need for most moves, John Taylor, U-Haul International President, said in a press statement. While California's exodus was greater than any other state, the silver lining was that the state lost fewer residents to out of state migration in 2025 than in 2024. U-Haul said that broadly the hotly debated issue of blue and to red state migration, which became more pronounced after the pandemic of 2020, continues to be a discernible trend. Though U-Haul did not specify the reasons for the exodus, California demographers tracking the trend point to the cost of living and housing affordability as the top reasons for leaving. Over the last dozen years or so, or on a net basis, the flow out of state because of housing far exceeds other reasons people cite, jobs or family, said Hans Johnson, senior fellow at the Public Policy Institute of California. This net out migration from California is a more than 2 decade long trend. And again, we're a big state, so the net out numbers are big, he said. U-Haul data showed that there was a pretty even split between arrivals and departures. While the company declined to share absolute numbers, it said that 50.6% of its one-way customers in California were leaving, while 49.4% were arriving. U-Haul's network of 24,000 rental locations across the U.S. provides a near real-time view of domestic migration dynamics, while official data on population movements often lags. California's population grew by a marginal 0.05% in the year ending July 2025, reaching 39.5 million people according to the California Department of Finance. After 2 consecutive years of population decline following the 2020 pandemic, California recorded its third year of population growth in 2025, while international migration has rebounded. The number of California residents moving out increased to 216,000, consistent with levels in 2018 and 2019. Eric McGee, senior fellow at the Public Policy Institute of California, who researches the challenges facing California, said there's growing evidence of political leanings shaping the state's migration patterns, with those moving out of state more likely to be Republican and those moving in likely to be Democratic. Partisanship probably is not the most significant of these considerations, but it might be just the last straw that broke the camel's back on top of other listings that are more traditional drivers of migration, cost of living and family and friends and jobs. McKee said living in California costs 12.6% more than the national average, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis. One of the biggest pain points in the states is housing, which is 57.8% more expensive than what the average American pays. The U-Haul study across all 50 states found that 7 out of 10 growth states where people moved to have Republican governors. 9 of the states with the biggest net flows had Democratic governors. Texas, Florida, and North Carolina were the top 3 growth states for U-Haul customers, with Dallas, Houston, and Austin bagging the top spots for growth in metro regions. A notable exception in California was San Diego and San Francisco, which were the only California cities in the top 25 metros with a net inflow of one-way U-Haul customers. Again, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, let me know what you think. Follow me on Instagram, Studio 11. Follow me on X, Studio 2020. I like to say Twitter. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.